Courtney, I just want to say thanks for taking some time to sit down and talk about this topic.
Absolutely, man.
One thing that we've discovered as we go out on the road is couples just always coming up to us and talking about how porn is destroying their marriage.
Yeah, I hear you.
And so I'm grateful.
Thank you for going here or going there. Yeah, I mean, going to this topic. I mean, it's not one that's easy to discuss. It's kind of taboo. But I'm excited when church people and pastors and ministries go there. So
yeah, it's time. It's time
It's
we
time.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we worked together years ago, you were trapped you were stuck in a hole. I didn't know anything about it. It was well hidden at that point.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your story and your journey.
Yeah, it's the seminary years were really where the addiction sort of took root, to be honest. It was around the time that the internet sort of picked up steam, and it became it sort of took over a lot of people's lives, and pornography, advanced at the same time. And I think a lot of guys who struggled, as I did, during that time where technology was emerging, digital technology was emerging, we really sort of turned the corner. That was a tipping point, and with the access that we had, with the availability, with the it was cheap, the affordability, it was just, and so it really drove me deeper into that hole, and I struggled just desperately, not knowing what to do, not knowing where to turn, or knowing where to turn but not having the courage to do so. And it would impact my marriage. It would really undermine my marriage to a great extent, and just kill intimacy in that marriage. And but thankfully, finally, my wife actually discovered me. She found out my deep dark secret, which was really a breaking point in some ways. It still wasn't. It wouldn't push me towards significant recovery, but it started the ball rolling, I would say.
Okay.
And then really, finally, it just sort of, I hit that rock bottom place. I hit that very, very dark, deep place, and I just turned to God and, out of desperation, cried out and said, Lord, what can we do? Is there anything that can be done? And really what I'd heard, even as my wife discovered it and sort of understood from God, is that you really have to sort of open your life up. And the secret, and sexual sin, as a secret, will always sort of destroy you from the inside out.
Yeah.
It'll always undermine you. You'll always live with this lack of integrity. And so I finally, just out of desperation, reached out to a friend and confessed and told him my whole story. And thankfully he was a person who just really embraced me and prayed with me and encouraged me. And that started the journey towards significant recovery. Then it was a matter of, hey, I'm out there, God has sort of laid me open here, and I know He's going to do a work. And then that started the process, and it's been a journey of getting healthy, staying healthy, learning, recovery of the marriage, trying to make sure that we get back, to a high level of trust. Trust is broken in the midst of all this. It's just, trust is just devastated, through all of this, and so there's a rebuilding of trust, and so by God's grace, again, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the journey that I'm still on, because I don't necessarily believe that we're all just sort of free of the vulnerability to things,
Right.
So we go forward with wisdom and with strength and with courage, and we live a sober life, in humility and God's strength. So that's kind of where we're at now.